New Year's Day, 10 o'clock. North Decatur Road, Claremont Road. 46 degrees going to what, 60? Back down to 43 tonight, 61, 51 tomorrow, 56, 41 Saturday, 58, 41 Sunday. For people 15 years from now, documenting some weather like a time capsule. To the left, North Decatur goes out to Memorial Drive. When it crosses, it turns into Rockbridge. To the right, it goes down here and dead ends in the Morningside area. We're going to go right down through Emory. Well, I say that. We're going to go by the old Druid Hills High School, then we'll double back and cut over to North Decatur. I think the Emory area was developed, you know, coming out of Atlanta over there around in the 30s. These houses look like 40s, late 30s, 40s houses. We're going to bear to the right here and catch Druid Hills. Can we loop through there? It looks like we can. I think it's part of Emory now, isn't it? Thank you, sponsors. What is this? I've always loved the look of this school. Wonder if there's a cornerstone on this. Druid Hills High School, DeKalb County. Does anybody know whether they ended up going with the city of Atlanta or anything now? I know Emory wanted to be annexed, I think, by the city of Atlanta. I don't see a cornerstone. You would think this school would have a cornerstone. A lot of the city of Decatur schools have cornerstones. Is that a cornerstone right there? No. You know, that doesn't seem right to me, does it, y'all? You would think Druid Hills would have a cornerstone, especially the way this building, the construction of this building. When was Druid Hills built? We need to ask our girl. Our girl will know. Let's ask her. When was Druid Hills High School in DeKalb County built?
Druid Hills High School has a fascinating history tied to Emory University and the development of the Druid Hills neighborhood. If you're visiting or looking at the current campus, here's the breakdown of when it was built and founded. Key founding dates: 1919. Founded. The school was originally established by Emory University in the Fishburne building on the Emory campus. It was initially created as a school for the children of Emory faculty. 1928. Current campus built. The school moved from the Emory campus to its current location at 1798 Haygood Drive. At that time, it served grades K-11. 1959, high school transition. The school officially became a dedicated high school, grades 8 to 12, after the elementary students were moved to the nearby Fernbank Elementary. Recent developments. Since you are looking into this today, it's worth noting that the school has been in the news recently regarding its age. In December 2025, the DeKalb County Board of Education voted to approve a multi-million-dollar modernization plan. Parts of the main building are nearly 98 years old, dating back to that 1928 move, and the new project is designed to upgrade the aging infrastructure while preserving the historic character of the campus. Next step. Since we've been talking about your portfolio, are you looking into Druid?
I'll tell you what, this girl, she will put it together and spit it out for you, won't she? How about that, 1919?
I can certainly do that for you. One of my core capabilities as your thought partner is taking the details we've discussed.
Oh, okay, that's enough. Right. Are always listening, people.
Understood. I'll keep it short and sweet from here on out. The main building of Druid...
Oh, man. It is absolutely incredible, folks. It is just like having a conversation with somebody that is super intelligent, and they'll put it together in very coherent, logical, organized way. She's phenomenal. Almost want to run off with her, huh? Okay, we need to do something about this red light here. Y'all don't see the police. Y'all don't see DeKalb County or Emory police, do you? You see red light? No, there we go. I'm gonna say, you see cameras? I bet Emory's got cameras all over the place here. Yeah, there's one right there. Oh, me. Yeah, I have asked her before about copyright on AI stuff, and since you or me or whoever is telling her, you know, using the prompt to generate it, it is not copyright. And since she is not a real person or whatever, that there is no copyright. So that's why we can use her and that voice and not have to worry about copyright. Now there is a Waymo up in front of us, folks. Autonomous driving vehicle. I asked her last week on Christmas Day how many Waymos were operating in the city of Atlanta on Christmas Day. Okay, we're back on North Decatur. We're going to turn right. And she said Waymo has 500 autonomous vehicles operating in the city of Atlanta every 24 hours a day. So there you go. Okay, coming down here to this place down here, how many people remember Horton's bookstore? Come over here and buy the Cliff Notes so you didn't have to read the whole book. It was right here in the fork. Everybody's Pizza. Used to love Everybody's Pizza down here. And that Kroger that was down here, I love this little Kroger down here. The theater. Watched Journey to the Center of the Earth here on this theater. It burnt down years and years ago. Used to be a gas station right there on the left. It is no longer there. Okay, I don't want to. Let me get by, then you can get back on the picture taking. Yeah, Emory Village. Yeah, Horton's was right there in the fork right there. Everybody's was over there where the Village Liquors is. I used to come down here at that bar there, at Pizza Pasta. That wasn't the name of it. I can't think what the name of that place was now. That was a little Kroger right there. Panera Bread. I think originally it was Atlanta Bread Company. Coming into the residential area, the old residential area of Druid Hills. I think these streets, wide, pretty, really nice, pretty streets, is where Driving Miss Daisy was videoed, or a lot of it at least. There's you another Waymo. There it is. We saw one last week with a driver in it, and we asked our girl what the deal was, and she said it was the Waymos with a person in it were a technology specialist that was checking, you know, all the technology and all that kind of stuff. So they did not do the driving. The car actually did the driving, but they did all the, they were checking all the technology stuff. Okay, they got little mini roundabouts here. Let's get this car off of us. We're going to take the little mini roundabout over here to the left. get those people off of our bumper. Leave us alone, go away. Now we're recording this with the Osmo Action 5 and the Samsung S22 Ultra. Yeah, so you can park on both sides of the street here and still have room for an emergency vehicle to get down through here. I guess we could ask the girl when the... Well, I don't want to get her started though. Ask her when the Druid Hills area with these wide streets was developed. Let's ask her. Heck with it. What's she gonna give us with this? When was the old Druid Hills residential area with the wide streets developed?
The old Druid Hills you're describing, famous for its wide, curving streets and lush parks, was developed primarily between 1905 and 1936. It was the vision of developer Joel Hurt, who wanted to create an ideal residential suburb. He hired the most famous landscape architect in American history, Frederick Law Olmsted, who designed New York's Central Park, to lay it out. The timeline of development: 1893, the plan. Olmsted drafted the original design. He envisioned a linear park, now the parks along Ponce de Leon Avenue, as the neighborhood's spine, with wide, winding roads that followed the natural curves of the hills. 1905, final design. After Olmsted passed away, his sons, the Olmsted brothers, finalized the plans. 1908, construction boom. The project was sold to a group that included Asa Candler, the founder of Coca-Cola. This is when the stately mansion era truly began, and much of the residential core was built out over the next 20 years. Why the streets are so wide? The wide, divided medians, especially on Ponce de Leon Avenue, were a key part of Olmsted's picturesque style. He designed them to 1. Separate traffic. He wanted a pleasure drive for carriages/early cars to be separate from the faster-moving transit lines. 2. Create a garden feel. The wide streets allowed for deep front setbacks, meaning houses sat far back from the...
Okay, I said she would go on and on and on. I love her. Okay, let's cut back and do a loop to the left here, and we'll go down. We'll let y'all see a little bit more of this. Then we're going to hit NDecatur again and go back out and cross over into Morningside. Now right in here, right here on the left, Tally and I got 2 ginkgo trees. They had seedlings. Somebody had some seedlings sitting out with a sign. I think it may have been that house right there, or maybe one of these right here. And we got 2 seedlings, and she's got them. They're about 4 or 5 feet tall now. Lowwater Road, take you up to the old Lowwater Estate and Ponce de Leon up there. Let's let this car get by. It'll be right on our bumper. There's one of the parks she was just been talking about. We could go up and catch that road to the left and go back down through the park. Let's do that. I mean, go left. We can go right. We could go left or right. Now that road will be up here on the left. We'll cut down and go by that. Go through that park. We used to walk in that park too. There's a path. There's people walking in it now. That's a nice creek. We need to do that and put the take that walk with the Insta360 S5. There's an old well down there too. See, this is when we need to do more about getting variety. Stop and get the cameras out and start walking and do this stuff. Bird sanctuary. But we're always on our way somewhere. We need to make one of these places a destination so that we'll have a wider variety of stuff. We needed to get a picture of that back there from that bridge and use it as our thumbnail for this video. We're probably going to turn these cameras off, and we're going to go back and get, well, this is 16 minutes already. We're going to loop around the block and go back and get a picture of that for that thumbnail, or for the thumbnail for this video. And then we're going to take this video out of the S22 Ultra, go ahead and put it together and start uploading it. Got a Jiffy John right there. These old houses right there. We did a tour. We were a docent at one of these houses. I think it was that one right there. That brick house up there on the hill. Back years ago, when we were doing volunteer work. We need to get back into that. I've said it before, that volunteer work, the time I was doing that was a very, very rewarding time. I assure you people, if you get into volunteer work, you will get back much, much more than you ever put into it. It is an investment in yourself. Okay, we're going to turn both of these off, and we're going to get some pictures. Hey, we're going to get a short of the Emory area here, this little park as well.